Hey, yo, what's going on? What's happening? Derek for real, the California Connect, coming at you, sourcing the most remarkable off-market real estate opportunities in my virtual market. Again, my name is Derek. I live in California, and I'm sourcing opportunities in Texas, about halfway across the country here. Getting ready to hop on today, some live cold call sessions. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I'd appreciate it if you paid the free entry fee of the one thumbs up, like, whatever you want to call it. Appreciate that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the comment section. And if you feel like you have any type of advice to offer, I invite it. I welcome it. Please do comment and let me know, hey, you do it like this. You should be doing it like this, because by no means am I a pro. I'm just simply doing this to hold myself accountable, document my journey and my process in order to close my first deal here. I go live at least once a day. I'm going to be going live when I cold call, going live when I do my lead follow-up, going live anytime I have any type of conversation pertaining to my first deal. And I've also started to pre-record videos so that you can see what I'm doing on the computer as well, as opposed to just staring at my face the whole time I go live. Today, I'm calling through my driving for dollars list. It's pretty much all I call with my limited marketing budget. If you want to see how I build out my driving for dollars virtually, go ahead and look at the mini series that I posted to my channel. You can either, point it out, pick it out from the bunch of them, because you'll see that it's actually my computer that's being recorded. And I also created a playlist, virtual driver, or it might just be called Driving for Dollars, whatever it is. There's a playlist there. It's a 3-part mini series, shows you how I drive for dollars virtually, how I build out my lists for free, and how I'm also able to identify possible cash buyers in my market by driving the way that I drive and vetting the properties, kind of pre-qualifying the properties before I even skip trace it. So you can go ahead and check that little mini series out. Without further ado, like I said, calling this general driving for dollars list here that I have in my dialer. I started in the beginning to kind of parse them out and separate them between markets. But at this rate, since this is the only list I'm calling, I just constantly add to this same general driving for dollars list. Just earlier today, I skip traced 100 more properties, got them in here. So it is the first time that I'm calling a lot of these people, which is a good and bad thing. As I mentioned in the video that I was just live, but I had a package come to the door, so I had to handle that. But the thing that I was mentioning in my last video was that the first time that I call through, first time that I call through is you get a lot of contacts, but you also get a lot of wrong numbers. So it's kind of like a give and take. That's why I personally like calling through the second time. Not like I don't call through the first time, obviously, because I'm the only one calling here, but I just find that when you call through the second time, all the wrong numbers have already been filtered out for the most part, and you still have a pretty good chance of being able to connect with the person who you were looking to connect with, if that makes sense, So the first time through, it's a lot of conversation, but a lot of incorrect numbers at the same time. So hoping to connect with some people. I've already, filtered through some of the wrong numbers in my last video that I just went live for maybe 20 minutes.
Using your touchtone phone.
Gonna hope for some better conversations here.
You are now logged into the Moto dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
I am live, but if you're catching it after the fact, please feel free to drop those type of comments like I was saying. Any questions I can try to answer. I'll do my best to speak from my experience. Any suggestions or recommendations that you have, please do drop them in the comments, even if you aren't able to catch this live, because I do go back through and read any comments that are left. And I kind of am keeping up with all of my recently released. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Ruby?
Hello?
Ruby, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Hardwood Lane.
Sir, my home is not for sale. It will not be. It inherited down into the family already, okay?
Gotcha, completely understand. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Okay, sir, you're welcome.
All right, have a good day.
You do the same.
Bye now. All good. It's cool with me. Look, Ruby, I get it. I called you. I interrupted your day, and I asked to buy something of yours that is a near and dear possession to you, so much so that you're wanting to will it down to your family. So I understand that. And I appreciate you, Ruby, for being honest, forward, direct, and kind with me. That's all I can ask for. You know? If you're going to say no, I'm good with it. 99 more people are going to say no before I get one person that says yes.
Goodbye.
As long as you're cool about it, that's all I ask for. Even if you're not cool about it, that's fine too. It's just a little bit more difficult for me to stay in a good, positive mood when you bring that negativity into my life. So I ask, if you're going to say no, just tell me no. Hello? See, and that's the issue that I have. I'm not sure. So it only ever started happening once I upgraded to the triple line dialer, right? Is the latency issue, the lag there. I find that a lot of people pick up the phone, and by the time that the dialer actually connects it and I can start hearing them, no, they don't say anything. And I think it's because I've already missed their first hello, and I'm coming in after the fact, which is why you'll hear me a lot of times say hello, as if, like, are you there? Because I think they've already said hello, and you'll hear them. I think even Ruby, that last contact, was like hello, like she'd probably been on the line for a few seconds. So I also need to start making that a habit, because I'm so used to the single line dialer, which is what I was using a while back. And it would connect right when they answered the phone, because they didn't have to juggle two other lines. So with the triple line dialer, it's like there's a few seconds there where the dialer has to connect you to the line and patch you through. So I'm needing to be a little bit better about speaking up. At first, I thought it was like just a string of people who are like answering their phone and not saying anything and expecting you to say something. And then I was like making remarks like, wow, who does that? Like, who answers the phone and just doesn't say anything and expects you, And then I started to justify it a little bit, like, oh, well, I mean, I guess a lot of people probably would do that if they were just getting a bunch of calls about people wanting to buy their house. Just let me pick it up and see what they're going to say, right? I'm not even going to say anything. And then I started to have those type of conversations with people like Ruby, where they would be like, hello. Hey, Gary.
Yes.
Gary, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit. Yeah, sorry, I know this is a bit. I believe you own on Hardwood Lane.
No, it's not for sale. Thank you.
Thank you. I got him right there on the. And this is Derek. But yeah, to finish my comment, I started having a lot more of the conversations where I would hop on the line and they'd be like, hello. And then I started to put two and two together and realize, like, oh, they've already been on the line. They probably already said hello, which is why they aren't saying anything when I get on the line. But it's hit or miss. Like right there, Gary was there. He was on the phone and I heard his hello. So, I just I like to give it maybe 1 second. Like, I see that it goes green and connects. One Mississippi, hello, and kind of act like maybe I didn't hear them say hello the first time. That was a real long-winded explanation of something very minor and simple, but that I had of them just thinking that they were just answering and not saying anything, which I don't think is the case. Anybody who answers their phone is going to say something. So, you know, and then in hindsight, thinking back on it, it's like, dang, like how many people hung up before I said something, or how many people hung up after it connected.
Hello.
Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Hardwood Lane.
Yeah, and I get tired of telling y'all I don't want to sell nothing.
Oh, okay. Completely understand. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. Spit on the phone a little here. He's tired of telling everybody. I get that too. I'm tired of hearing no.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Trevino.
Hello.
Hi, is this Mr. Trevino?
What? That's my name, Freddy.
Yeah. Oh, I was looking for the owner of a property on Woody Lane. Do I have the right number here?
No.
No. Okay, I might have the wrong information. I'm sorry about that.
What?
I was looking for a woman there named Mary, so I went for the last name. Didn't really sound like it. The last name sounded too familiar to him. He said his name was Freddie. Looked to confirm with the property street name. Didn't sound like he was familiar. That's kind of my progression of things right there. How I approach it so that I still get my questions answered. And that's another thing I felt like in the past I didn't do a great job of, and I kind of wasted numbers by burning through them and not milking it and really getting my questions answered. So for like right there, that obviously wasn't Mary, but
Hello.
Hey, Mary.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Mary.
Who do you want to talk to?
I'm sorry. I was looking for the owner of a property on Woody Lane. Do I have the right number here?
Oh, it's not for sale. Not for sale.
Okay, thank you for your time. Yeah, I just try my best to milk it for all it's worth and to get my questions answered, right? So like I was saying, Mary, it clearly wasn't Mary, but I wasn't going to stop there. I was going to go for the last name. Maybe it's her husband.
Calling to schedule an appointment.
Maybe it's her husband. Maybe it's her son. Maybe it's, her father, cousin, uncle, anything. So then I go for the last name, and then it's like, oh no. And then I go for the property address. No, you have the wrong number. Okay, boom, you have the wrong number. If they're polite enough and the conversation isn't like, stop calling me, you got the wrong number, then I may slip in there to see if they have any property themselves that they're looking to sell. I just recently started implementing that. You would know if you... Hello?
Please leave your message for 83.
If you've tapped into any of my recent...
Hello?
Hi, Maria.
That's the wrong number.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, if you watch any of my recent videos, I'm wanting to make a habit of, again, milking it for all it's worth. So even if I have the wrong number, asking, that woman wasn't really, she seemed like a child, to be honest. But also, that's just an excuse that I have, that I need to rid of mentally. I just need to be asking anybody and everybody if they have any property they want to sell.
Conversation, voicemail, bulletin boards, and a whole lot more. A live connection. Hello?
Hello, Oscar?
Yes.
Oscar, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Shady Lane.
property is not for sale. I am fixing it so my mother would live in the property.
Oh, okay. Okay, completely understand. Well, while I have you, would you maybe happen to have any other properties you might consider selling at the moment?
No, I don't have any other.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Back to back. 5 contacts, 17 minutes, probably less than that because I didn't have any contacts when I dialed for like 10 minutes in the last before I went. I mean, how long have I been live here? 15 minutes? Yeah, I've probably only been down for like 10 minutes. I'm getting a contact like every 2 minutes. On track for like a 30 contact hour, which is very strong. That'll have me pulling in a quality lead like every 2 hours. Hi, is this Mr. Gamino? Hi, I'm sorry. I was looking for the owner of a property on Somerset Lane. Do I have the right number here?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Again, could have asked him if he had property. Not going to beat myself up over that question, though. Whatever. Leave me some hate comments if you think I should be asking these people. Say, Derek, you fucking coward, man. Ask these people. Say you're the California Connect, man. You ain't connecting shit. Say that in the comments. Motivate me.
Oh,
Hey, Mr. Ramirez.
yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Margaret Street.
Oh, no. I don't. I own a couple of houses, but the last one on the end of it, I don't need. Somebody else owns it.
Oh, okay. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any property you might consider selling at the moment?
No, not at the moment right now.
Okay, all right. You think maybe in the near future at all for any of those, or no?
Well, I don't know. We never know. We never know what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
All right. Thank you.
All right, have a good one. I have myself a script here. I don't really use it anymore for cold calling. I probably should. I've never really like refined it. That's the proper term there. I've never like revised and like kind of like brought it down to the grassroots of just like the simple things that I should be saying. I built it out like a while ago based off a course that I purchased and just like YouTube videos that I've watched so that I can kind of make it my own. But it's really built out for an acquisition manager and not so much for a cold caller. It's built out for the close. So, it references comps and pulling out I mean, a lot of the stuff is applicable, but in terms of the actual words and, questions on the script itself is more so geared towards the close. Negotiating price and again, bringing them all the way to the point where you are having them pull up their email to sign the contract. So I don't really reference it when I'm cold calling. I just look at kind of the opener page that I have. And that's what I need to really be practicing is just the objections, not the objections, but how to transition from my opener that you're hearing constantly when people answer the phone. But if somebody is to say yes or shows any type of curiosity,
Voice message system 281.
that's what I need to start practicing off the dialer, off camera. I just need to be running through that type of stuff out loud as opposed to just in my head because I think about it all day, but
Okay. It's fine. Please leave your message and your phone number, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thank you.
I never really get an opportunity to put it into real practice, right? And the last thing that I want to do is use live leads as practice round, as game time, right? So,
Salomon Chavez, leave me a message.
yeah, guy the other day stumped me. He wasn't interested. If you watched, you'll know that I got stumped.
Nothing has been recorded.
He was being an ass about it. He didn't have any interest. He actually called me back, and I answered it, which I never do. I never answer callbacks from cold calling. And he was like, he gave me an opportunity to pretty much convince him, right? Which is the type of people that you don't want. You don't want to be doing business with a homeowner that needs to be convinced to sell their property. You want it to be the other way around. You want them to be convincing you to buy their property. So anybody that's going to call you and like question you and stuff, I try to cut them off. I don't know if I did with him, but I try to cut off people who are like, well, what's your name? What's your company name? How long have you been in business? What's your exit strategy? What's the title company? Do you have proof of fund? Like all this type of stuff before he even answered my question of, is there any interest in selling your property? Well, let me ask you a few questions. It's like, nah, man, I don't really have time for that. And at the end of it, what I was going to say is I try to cut them off after they ask me a question and answer with a question by first answering their question and then responding with a question. So, how long you been in business? Oh, well, I've been in real estate for about 4 years now. Just really started to, uptick the business once COVID hit and the real estate market started to get real hot. So let me ask, have you considered selling your property there? Kind of, revert it back to them. And if he's going to say something like, well, I mean, like how many deals have you done? It's like, all right, never mind, man. And I need to really have that type of mentality. I'm still kind of coming from a scarcity mindset.
Hello?
Hey, Cynthia.
Hello?
Hi, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Barres Street.
I can't hear you.
Hi, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What's that?
Yeah, my name is Derek. I was calling about a property I believe you own on Barres Street.
On what street?
On Barres?
Barres? I don't know this street.
Oh, I might have the wrong information here. I'm sorry about that.
All right.
I feel like that was probably her. But just deleted the number. Going to try that last number attached to that property. Hopefully I'm not calling the person that's sitting right next to her that said, who was that? Probably Cynthia in the passenger seat. But anyways, I'm still, like I was saying, coming from kind of a scarcity mindset where I feel the need to, anybody who shows any type of consideration other than just a flat out no, I need to milk it, I've gotten way better about it, but I still feel the need to kind of like have to prove myself to people, which is where I don't want to be mentally. So again, just kind of like summarizing this whole experience. If anybody's gonna like,
At the tone, please record your message. When
if
you
anybody's
finish
gonna
recording,
like try
hang
to,
up or press 1 for more options.
if anybody's gonna try to force me to convince them that I'm the person to do business with, before, okay, and I want to make this distinction before they tell me whether or not there's any interest on their end, then I'm not going to give them the time of day. I'm going to start honestly hanging up on these fools if they start like, not one, I need to give them an opportunity and do what I did. Do what I said is answer the question, but then respond with a question to make sure that I'm not wasting my time. If they won't answer that, I'm just going to start hanging up on them. Completely different, and why I made the distinction, completely different if you've already pre-qualified them, they seem like a good lead, and now they just want to know that they're doing business with somebody credible, professional, respectful, and all that. Then that's a completely different story. I'm more than willing to, tell you what you want to hear and try to convince you that I'm the person to do business with, because now I know there's a deal on the line. Whereas compared to the first scenario, if you've never told me that you even are the person who I'm looking for, if you even own the property that I'm asking about, and even have any interest in selling that property, then you're just wasting my time. And I hate to be rude about it, but because I know I am being rude by cold calling them and wasting their time. But that's what, like, speaking about the guy the other day, that's what his true intention was. Although he didn't say it, I know it. What he wanted to do is, he's been getting calls all the time about, people wanting to buy his property, and he went out of his way to call me back to waste my time because he feels like everybody's wasting his time.
Record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up.
Hopefully that makes sense. It's like, I'm sure he's not even consciously thinking about that. I'm sure it's a subconscious thing. Like, let me call this guy and like see what he's about. He's always calling me. Like I said, I don't even think he's actively thinking that or like saying that stuff out loud, but that is what that's where he's at mentally. Like, let me call this guy and waste his time, because all these people calling me, wasting my time. I have no intention of selling my house, but I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just kind of hanging out, watching TV. I'm just driving home from work. I might as well give him a call back and see what he's got. Hey, Alberto.
Yes, who is it?
Hey, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Fleetwood Street. He's not interested. And in that case, I do mark him as a contact and not interested. If they're going to hang up only once I've confirmed who they are and asked about the property, and then they hang up, I count that as a not interested contact. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense.
Bueno,
Hey, Tomas.
¿quién habla?
Hey, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Fleetwood Street.
No, I'm not interested.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Gotcha. You think in the near future at all, or?
No, in a few years, but not yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for taking the call.
All right. All right.
Said in a follow-up for that guy in 6 months. He said not for another couple years. It's really not the best follow-up by any means, but it's worth it to me to give him a ring in 6 months. Hey, talked to you 6 months ago. You said that you might be, willing to sell in the future. Just wanted to check, see if you've given it any more thought. If he says no, leave it at that. But maybe, 6 months, things change. Be right back.
Hi, you've reached Maria Camacho. I am unavailable at the moment. Please leave your name, number.
Not the gentleman I was looking to get a hold of, but
2819.
same last name.
forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Sorry, the mailbox belonging to 83242648661 is full and will not receive your message. Please.
If you're wondering what I'm doing on my computer, I just like to keep PropStream open on a separate tab in case anybody is wanting to, open up the conversation so that I can run comps real quick so that I can maybe spit out an offer if it seems appropriate. And PropStream it will log out by itself if you're not in the tab clicking around in there, it will log out due to inactivity, which is what just happened. So I'm just trying to log back in here, but it's going really slow. Those are the tabs that I have open when I'm dialing. I have my Mojo dialer open. Right next to it, I have PropStream open for that same reason that I just mentioned. I also have Redfin open right next to that. If you've kind of heard me say it before in any of my previous videos, I like to cross-reference with Redfin. With PropStream, it's easy to quickly run comps. With Redfin, it's going to take me a little more time, but they're more accurate because Redfin has up-to-date data. PropStream takes a few months to get that data from the county recorder's office, county clerk's office. So when somebody sells their property, they bring it and they record it at the county clerk's office. And there's some delay right there from, it's not like the closing happens on the property and then they go run it down to the county clerk's office. There's some delay there. And then there's also some delay in the, county clerk, I'm kind of spitballing here, actually recording and making that information public, which will allow PropStream to extract that data and provide it through their software. So I found that there's like a 2 to 3 month delay depending on what area you're looking at. You might find a recently sold comp on Redfin right across the street, right next door to your subject property, but it may not pop up on PropStream at all. So PropStream really good for quickly running comps and getting all of the information, like the public information that Redfin's not necessarily displaying, like how many properties does this person own in terms of the comparable properties, specifically in Texas because it's a non-disclosure state. I can see on PropStream how many days on market it was listed, what it actually sold for, agent information, the listing agent information, whether or not they purchased it cash or financed it, just like a bunch of stuff. Honestly, a bunch of stuff that's not going to be displayed on Redfin. Not all that information isn't necessarily necessary for comping purposes, but it's good to kind of just tap in and take a peek at that type of stuff to get, really paint you a complete picture. Hello?
Please leave your message for 83.
See, now at this point, it's like getting to where I might want to retest my phone number. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid as hell. You can tell by this fucking spam number. Because I was firing on all cylinders for a minute ago, getting all types of contacts, but now it's slowing down quite significantly. Still bringing in a contact about every 5 minutes, less than that. And that's it. Oh, and then another, I have the YouTube tab open because I'm streaming, but another tab that I have open is just, it's like a quick cheat sheet on rehab estimates for repairs, so that I can quickly run my formula to figure out what my max allowable offer is for a wholesale deal. So they can tell me, hopefully the conversation opens up enough to the point where they are giving me a great, complete, clear description of the property and all of the work that it may need to bring it up to speed. And while they're kind of ranting about the condition, I'm going to run comps, figure out that ARV, or after repair value.
Hello?
Hi, Miss Gutierrez.
Hello?
Hi there. This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Bantam Street.
Oh,
No, do I have the wrong number here?
no.
No, okay, there's just no interest in selling that property there?
No.
Okay, completely understand. Well, thank you for taking the call. That's what I need to start doing too, because people will just say no. They're so used to saying no that they don't realize that they're saying no to a question. I just have the upward inflection at the end of my sentence to make it appear as a question, and that leaves it kind of open-ended for them to say whatever they want. So I guess technically whatever they want, no falls under that umbrella. But I just find it funny. Like, hey, I was calling about a property I believe you own on this street. No.
Hello?
Hey, Ricky.
Well, I think you have the wrong number.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay. That was a trending call. That's what I can. Thank you and have a great day. God bless.
If you heard me, it's like I just want to. It falls under that same category of what I've been preaching about pretty much this whole time is that you need. So it's like she just said no. It's like, okay, well, do I have the wrong number? No. It's like, okay, so there's just no interest in selling that property. No. Got it. It's like not everybody's gonna come out and say, yes, this is the person, because everybody has their guard up, and understandably so, right? I'm calling them out of nowhere, and they don't know me. I remember in the past, a big scam that was going around was, or at least it was like, I don't know if it was actually real. I don't know if it was real, but people would say if somebody random called you and they asked for your first name, is this Derek? And you would say, yes. All they needed, and they're recording on their end, so all they need is you saying yes for some type of voice recognition. So now that they can tap into your whatever account, being greeted by a robo dialer, say yes to move forward, and they just play my yes, or whatever. I don't know that. I think it was a rumor. I don't think it was a real scam, but anyways, it just kind of speaks to how people have their guard up always, which is again understandable. So it's kind of like on me to dig deeper and again get my questions answered. I'm ranting about that today, but it's something that I'm personally trying to work on. Hello?
Please leave your message for 713.
See if I can pull down 6 more contacts in the next 20 minutes. That'll round me off to a 15 contact hour, which is solid. On the higher end of average.
Hi, you've reached Marianne. Please leave a message.
Right there, I just leave myself a little comment. If I actually hear them say their name in the voicemail machine, I will take note of it so that I don't have to waste my time with the other numbers the next time I call through. In that case, the name listed was Mara. I think it might have been a typo, which is why I made a note. Hello? Hey, Francisco? Hello? Because the name in the voicemail machine was Maria, so I made a note, Maria's phone number. So that if it connects to that line next time and that property record pops up on my dialer, and I can quickly see my note Maria, so that I don't ask for Mara, which I'm sure a lot of people do, which is kind of just a little, not only is it going to save me time by not calling through those other numbers, it will kind of set me aside from everybody else.
1 3 2 2 8 9 4 3 5 is not available at this time. At the tone,
you know what I mean?
Please record your
come on
message.
now.
When you have finished
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what I mean? If everybody's calling her asking for Mara, and she's like, "There's no Mara here," and then finally somebody calls asking for Maria, she probably will hear him out. You know, like, "Well, who's this looking for me?" That's what my hope would be, at least. I'm gonna.
Century 21, can I help you?
Hi, I'm so sorry. I think I dialed the wrong number here.
Okay, yeah, this is Century 21.
Okay, yeah, I did. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, they probably get that a lot too. I say that often too. It's like pretty. I'm sure it's common for. Obviously, that number is associated with this address to some degree. They probably sold that brokerage. That was a real estate brokerage. They probably represented the seller or buyer in the last transaction for that property or something. That's what my guess would be. Yeah. Either that or the owner is a realtor or a broker that happens to work at that office. And even if that is the case, as I mentioned in a lot of my previous videos as well, I'm definitely not wanting to connect with anybody at their place of work. Hello? Hello? 2 hellos, on to the next. Yeah, just about the work thing. I've already gotten enough. I've kind of learned the hard way. People get pissed. It's one thing that people getting pissed at you for cold calling them on their cell phone or their landline, but for you to get them at work and ask for them by name and start talking about their house, that doesn't sit well with people. So I've just decided against it, not only for the reason of that, them being pissed off about it, but it makes sense, and that's not something that I'm wanting to do, right? I'm wanting to come from a place of ethical business and courteousness and professionalism. So, calling people at their place of work does not adhere to those traits and qualities. So, kind of ruled against it. I feel like one of these people is going to want to sell right here. I just got a kind of a divine feeling that I get about one of these. I'm going to sit up, get a little prepared. Hey, Juan.
Yes, hello?
Hi, is this Juan?
Yeah, this is Wholesaling.
Juan, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Shady Lane.
Yeah, but I'm not selling.
Oh, okay, completely understandable. Yeah. While I have you, would you happen to have any other properties you might consider selling at the moment?
No, this is the only one.
No, okay.
Yeah, I'm not selling. This is where I live, so.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. I was close. I felt right there. But here's the other two that I was feeling. I was getting a sign from one of these three that it was dialing. I got Leo and Vivian. My dog's name's Leo. So maybe that's the one? Probably. All right. Down go. Oh, no. She has another number. Hello?
Hello?
Hi. I was looking for the owner of a property on Shady Lane. Do I have the right number here?
No, I did own it, but I sold it last year, and for some reason they still have my number.
Gotcha.
But no, I'm not.
Okay, completely understand. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any other property you might consider selling at the moment?
No, I did not.
No.
Thanks.
Of course. Thank you for taking the call. Bye. So with that, I'm going to quickly cross-reference PropStream to make sure that the length of ownership is beyond 1 year. It doesn't have length of ownership. Because if it had length of ownership under a year, I would have removed it. But it appears that I wish I would have gotten that woman's name. But anyways, I'm gonna delete her number. I'm not gonna count it as a contact. And I'm gonna try the other numbers because I think I'm looking to get a hold of the person who purchased it from her. But she said she sold it last year, so the likelihood of that person wanting to sell it is not very good. But PropStream shows me that this property is vacant. The owner owns or is affiliated or associated with 3 properties, this one being the only vacant one. So still worth it to me to give them a try. It's starting to get pretty warm in here. I'm looking like a child too. Usually I have to perfectly chisel my goatee. And I was coming down on this corner with my left hand. I'm right-handed coming down on this.
Yeah, come on.
Hi, is this Miss Torres?
Who's this?
Hi, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Edgeworth Street.
I see you got the wrong number, sir.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Bye.
Bye. Anyways, back to my perfectly chiseled goatee. I was coming down with my left hand over the corner right here, and it slipped, and there was no coming back. I tried to just shave the mustache and leave the bottom beard. That looked silly as all hell. So went ahead and had to get rid of it. Come back in soon. But I think I'm gonna keep it short, like not this short, but short to the point where it's not getting curly. Right? I kind of like it when it's just like sticks straight out. Let me know what you think.
Oh,
Hi, Lucinda.
yes, how can I help you?
Hi, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Shady Lane.
Oh, sir, I'm not interested, and I'm on the do not call list.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry about that. I appreciate you taking the call, and I hope you have a good day. She's not on the do not call. She might be, but I'm about 99% sure Batch scrubs against the DNC list. So they're not going to spit you. They're not going to give you numbers that are on the DNC list. But I'm not sure about that. That's why I said 99%. It's probably a little bit less than 99% certainty, actually, because I think there's a small chance that it doesn't scrub against the DNC list when you skip trace. But I know in the past I used to use their SMS or their text blasting services, and I know for certain that it does scrub against the DNC list when you go to text these people. So 100% certain that it scrubs against the DNC when you're going to text using Batch, but I can't be completely certain that it scrubs against the DNC do not call list. Just like a registry that anybody can go to I think it's like a federal entity where you can go and just register your number and put it on the DNC list, and it actually opens people up for lawsuits, because if you're calling people or not falling under compliance with who you can approach with cold calling and
Hey, this is Sandra. I'm sorry I missed your call, but if you leave a message, I'll return your call.
you have to remain compliant, and
Thank
if you
you.
fall
Have
out
a
of
great day.
compliance, it leaves you vulnerable to lawsuits. So if that woman is extract any type of information out of me that would allow her to file a lawsuit, there's a penalty associated with that. I think it's like $1,500 or something like that, by contacting these people either via text, cold call, anything like that. That's why you want to be careful about, again, people who don't show you any type of consideration or interest.
Your message for
That was weird. I think I heard her name, but she was like whispering it. Again, why you want to be hesitant about people who are going to interrogate you before they even express any type of interest in selling their property, especially when it comes to your personal and company name. So for me right now, I think there's a benefit in me not being so like omnipresent on the internet, meaning like if you were to go Google my... Hi, I'm so sorry. I dialed the wrong number here.
Okay, thank you.
Omnipresent being like, people call it omnipresence when you have like a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a website. There's like multiple places on the internet where you can go and find something out about somebody or their company. But for me, especially because my company name that I offer up to people is technically my DBA, or my doing business as name. It's not my LLC entity. Because if you Google my LLC entity, it is...
I know.
Hi, is this Mr. or Mrs. Castillo?
No.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Castillo?
Who's this?
This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Rothermel Road.
Oh, no, thank you. I already sold it.
Ah, okay. All right. Since my LLC is properly registered, you can Google my LLC name, but it's something so abstract that you would have to know it in order to find it. You couldn't just like Google my name or anything like that. But again, like I don't want to even give anybody that opportunity, so I'm not going to give out my last name. You guys don't even know my correct last name. You know, I might have said it, but that's not the point. Whatever. I'm not going to just offer up any type of personal or company information to somebody just because they're asking for it. I get a lot of those type of responses to those questions that I say from Luke Rotville. I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly, so don't, judge me if either Luke or somebody that knows him or his fans come and see this, but want to pay homage to him because anybody who follows his content as well knows that I'm pretty much using his cold call script verbatim down to the by now. I just always thought that was so it's like kind and courteous to end the conversation that way. Like it's not like I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into that, but it stuck for me. I said it a few times, and I was like, that sounds pretty nice, Hey, Mr. Reyna. Hey, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Rothermel Road. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Man, people use that as an excuse, which is why I pitch it anyways. I mean, you heard him say it's okay in English right at the end when I hung up. But I if it's apparent, right? Like that guy, it's pretty apparent to me that he understood what I was saying and understood what I was asking, but then chose to say whatever he said. He either said I speak Spanish or asked me if I spoke Spanish. But I'm gonna count that as a contact, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark him not interested. Call me a cheater if you want, but I don't intend on calling him back in English, at least. Something that I didn't do right there is I should have marked him Spanish speaker, because I'm keeping a running toll. I'm keeping a group titled Spanish speakers, so that when I ever do go to bring on somebody bilingual, which is the plan, especially in this market, I have a group already kind of set up for them to dial through. I tend to only add them to that Spanish speaking group when I'm able to confirm that it's the right person, right? So I'm pretty confident in my ability to do that, only because even if they are Spanish speaking and don't understand English, they'll understand their name. So if I ask for their name, Mr. or Mrs. last name, or try to, ask by their first name, they'll at least show some type of acknowledgement, like, yeah, or, they'll give me something that I can work with to allow me to come to the conclusion of, okay, this is the person that I'm wanting to speak with. They just can't understand. And that's something else I needed. I need to ask I need to find out how to ask if they're interested in selling their property in Spanish, so that I can maybe get one step further and not only confirm that it is the person that they're speaking with, but see if there's any slight interest in selling their property. And if there is, I can say, okay, and then I can maybe figure out how to say in Spanish, somebody will call you back who speaks Spanish. That's long game though. That's future goals. Right now I'm looking for the low-hanging fruit. I'm looking for the people that speak English, are in distress situations, and are wanting to sell their property within the next 30 to 60 days. That's what I'm looking for. But as time goes on and more systems and processes are built out within my little organization here. Hello?
Please leave your message for
I do fully plan on doing this type of stuff that I talk about implementing on the channel here. I talk about, bringing on a bilingual caller. I really want to establish, again, future goals. When I am bringing on, I don't plan on bringing on I very well could. When I think about it, at least about bringing on a bilingual caller, I think about them filling a position of a cold caller. But for all I know, it could be, further down where I'm hiring acquisition managers, and I'd love for my acquisition managers to be bilingual. And what I was getting ready to say is something else that I think about is right now I'm kind of reliant on boots on the ground in my virtual market, right? It's the big thing, a big question that everybody has. How do you facilitate deals in a virtual market when you're not there? And it's boots on the ground. And that's pretty much he or she is the number one person in your virtual wholesaling operation. They're the face of the business. They are the ones who might go there and close the deal if you're looking to set an appointment before you get the contract signed. They're the person who I'm sending out to take pictures and build rapport with either the seller if it's owner occupied, or tenant if it's non-owner occupied. The person who's going to go out there and host cash buyer showings, open houses, and all that. So I'm finding in a virtual selling operation, boots on the ground is the most important piece. So I actually had this thought yesterday, and something that again is a future goal of mine, that when I do go to hire an acquisition manager, I want to hire an acquisition manager in my market and not in the market, not where I am physically in California. I want to hire somebody in my virtual market so that they can not only close deals over the phone, but have that opportunity to set appointments for him or her to go out to and do everything that I was just talking about. Lock up a contract on the spot if it's necessary. Maybe just go out, and I've run into situations where I have leads that are like, yeah, I'm ready to sign, but I can't figure out this e-signature, DocuSign type stuff. And I had somebody run a physical copy out to them for them to sign. That's another thing. Sometimes it's not as intensive as getting out there and like pitching a whole presentation and actually closing them. Sometimes it's just hey, here you go. Derek told me you were already ready. Here's where you sign right there. Here's where you date. Perfect. But yeah, that's something that I thought about yesterday that I really am excited about when the opportunity presents itself. It's like it's going to take me a while, which I say a future goal. Right now I would much rather pay somebody $100 to go take pictures, $50 to go out and just get a signature, $100 to go host a cash buyer showing, because that won't eat into my margins significantly. But when I want to start separating myself from the day-to-day operations, I would love to have a acquisition manager in my market that can essentially facilitate all of that type stuff. And I would love to be able to pass along those responsibilities to him or her. So it's future goals. I'm speaking it into existence right now. And this video will remain public so that I can come back here one day and reflect on my manifestation of that goal there. Because like I said, I thought about it yesterday for the first time, maybe 2 days ago, but that's definitely by far the direction that I want to head in. Really starting to slow down on the contact rate. Just past an hour dialing, about 13 contacts. It's not weak, but I expected it to be a bit stronger since, like I said, this data is fresh. I probably am nearing the end of the properties that I just imported this morning. Looks like I've dialed through about 90 properties. I imported 99 properties this morning. So
the person you have dialed can't take your call now.
It may actually be that some of these properties I've already tried, already called. So it's not the first time I'm calling some of these properties. And in fact, it would not only be me not having tried them before, but it would be me having tried them 2 times already. So it's either if you're on this list right now that I'm calling today, it's going to be I've never tried you before, or I've already tried you twice, and I've having the come on now. I have the inclination that leads me to believe that I've kind of approached that point on the list. Been in it for an hour. I'll call it there. Tomorrow's going to be my follow-up day. I'm going to try to get about an hour in on the dialer. I typically don't have to leave around, I typically leave my house around 4 p.m. every day, 3 to 4 p.m. Like 2 to 4 p.m. if I head out early. But I push it on Wednesdays so that I can really load up on my wholesaling business on Wednesdays. I used to not go out at all and work on Wednesdays. I work as an independent contractor, app-based services. I'm not going to put it out there which one I work for, but you can kind of assume or take a guess of a few industries that offer app-based people to work for them. But yeah. So I'm kind of it's up to me when I want to start working, but that's what pays my bills.
Hello?
Hi, Mr. Ayala.
Hello?
Yes, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Lakewood Drive.
What's that?
I'm sorry?
What was the question?
Yeah, I was calling about a property that I believe you own on Lakewood Drive in Houston.
Lakewood Drive? Oh, no.
It's still for sale.
Oh, okay, okay, completely understand. While I have you, would you happen to have any other property you might consider selling at the moment? Nope. He like was talking to somebody in Spanish before he even answered. It was weird. I feel like that wasn't the person that I was looking for, and that he was saying to his buddy, like, watch, this person's calling and he's gonna ask for Mr. Ayala. I heard that. I heard Ayala, which was his last name. I don't know. Again, I'm paranoid. I'm gonna call it quits there. Like I said, about 14 with that guy. Contacts today, dialed for about an hour. Let's give you the actual stats. Dialed for an hour, 7 minutes, made 245 calls, made 14 contacts, no leads, no appointments. I find that I get a quality lead every like 60 contacts, which is why I'm really wanting to push the contacts. I just need to start dialing earlier, and I need to start being relentless and ruthless with the follow-up. So I'm putting it out there again to you and the universe to hold me accountable tomorrow, so that I can really buckle down and get a fair amount of work done tomorrow. And I also plan on rounding back with the tenant on my deal. I was meaning to call her yesterday. I can't call her today. I'm gonna call her tomorrow for sure. Sounds like she has a game plan in order to get out by the closing date, which is the 19th, 9 days from now. Made a little bit of progress in that regard as well. Talked to my title company. They sent out an updated title commitment, and it sounds like they're waiting on the lender. Not sure what they're actually waiting on. Probably just to provide the funds to fund the deal, and they're not going to do that until they're out. The tenant's out, so that's the last thing that needs to happen. Tenant needs to just get out. So yeah, that was a little Easter egg of my first deal in this cold call session video. But appreciate you guys if you tuned in. Like I said, if you made it to the end, I appreciate you considerably. I don't really expect anybody to really be tapping into this content and watching it like crazy, but if you do, I appreciate you, and I welcome you to kind of tag along with me in my journey to really build this operation out. I plan on, honestly, after this first deal, once it closes, just taking the funds and reinvesting in the business and doing what I'm doing now and 10xing everything. So once that deal closes, you can expect to see a lot more live videos, a lot more content on here, pre-recorded as well. And it will just allow me to separate myself from my independent contractor job, because I'll be able to take down a month's worth of rent out of this assignment fee as well. So appreciate you again. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Until the next one, peace.